Okay, so thank you very much for having time today. So today I'm going to feature one of the alumni from BBA program. His name is Toshi-san. We are doing English, but yeah, probably if you want to, more detail in Japanese, we have the subscript, so we can also put the script in the later. So first of all, thank you very much today, Toshi-san, for having time.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad to be here, and hopefully, I can be for hope for everybody that wants to go to Holt.
Great, thank you very much. So first of all, before we jump into the interview, I want to introduce yourself, Toshi-san. He's prepared slide for me, for us. Yep, so here you go.
Yep, perfect.
Could you introduce
Sounds
yourself
good.
a little bit?
Yeah. So again, my name is Toshiaki Takenaka. I'm originally from the Dominican Republic, though my name is in Japanese because my grandfather is from there. So I do have that heritage from my family, which I have great. It has great importance for my life. I graduated recently, a few weeks ago, class of 2025. I did my BBA. I was based mostly in Boston, but I did a summer term in London. So I do have a little bit of experience on that side too. I'm currently working at Datadog as a growth and partnerships role. I started a few weeks ago too. I have like a month and 2 weeks on the role, which has been pretty good, pretty nice to be sharing in a company that is really great in doing great things around the world. Of course, as we mentioned before, I also was part of the tech team at Holt and also part of the student government and other clubs. A great involvement because Holt does offer you the opportunities to be involved in whatever you want to do the most.
Mm. Great, thank you very much. So you just started working there, doc. You must be very busy, but thank you for having time.
It's been pretty busy few weeks, yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I remember Toshi-san, that when I was working for Hult, you were the only one, always the first one to respond as a tech team. So probably, yeah, you were working very hard when you're also studying, right?
Yeah, I was glad to do it. I mean, I started almost right away after starting my degree. So I started September 2022, and I
Hmm.
started working for the tech team in January of 2023. So I always like it's been a great passion for me just working on IT and everything. And I
Mm.
was glad I could be of help not only to you but also a lot of the students that always needed help with some tech. I saw a lot of people during those 2.5 years, and I greatly enjoyed it.
Wow, thank you very much. So maybe our candidates or students are wondering how to get a job in Hult, right? And basically, you are working for Hult as well.
Yeah.
So probably we can dive into your stories first. Okay, then Tosan, let me start from my first question first. So first of all, you mentioned you are living in Dominic
Yeah, Dominican Republic.
before. Okay, so first of all, why did you choose Hult? First of all.
Well, I mean, first of all, I mean, there's the BBA and there's Holt. You can do a BBA pretty much anywhere in any school around the world,
Mm.
but then choosing Holt is the important part. A lot of people think that we Dominicans choose to go to Holt because our current president, actually did one of his masters over there.
Right.
But honestly, really, I didn't know that up until I was already accepted and I already had decided that I wanted to go to Holt.
Hmm.
For me, it was mostly, first of all, just the international community that we have. I feel like that's something that even at the moment I applied, I didn't feel was that important. But then as you go along the way, you notice it is the most important thing about the school. I remember one of our deans, Dean Mo, he's no longer a
Hmm.
dean in the program, but he was. He said the first day, and he kept saying, if you go to Holt, you don't need a hotel for the rest of your life. And what basically he meant with that was that basically no matter where you went, if you want to hold, you knew somebody from that country, and you didn't need to stay at a hotel because you knew somebody from there and you were friends with them. So that was a very important part of it. And just like basically, I was one of the few people lucky enough to start with a new program.
Hmm.
So they rolled it in my year. They did a lot of marketing into that, and I was really interested, and I really liked it. It was a very hands-on program, which I really enjoyed a lot. You do a lot of things instead of just sitting on lectures. You do a lot of things in class, and that's really enjoyable. So those are the main reasons. Of course, there's a lot of them, but that's I feel like the main part of it.
Right. Totally agree, Tostan. So I myself also alumni for Hull, right? 10 years ago, I did 1 year master's program. But yeah, it was like United Nations, right? People from all over the world, even a country I never heard of in my life. And then,
Exactly. That's
yeah,
it.
and I'm still connected with all these, alumni, my friends. So like you said, whenever I go, wherever I go, I have friends, and then I can stay together,
That's the one of the most important things. Once you graduate, still be connected with them. That's really nice.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I think that's one of the, biggest asset I got from my degree, but also probably same for you as well. And plus
Yeah.
the, practical classes and then network. Um, and then probably that's, I also wanted to ask you, why you were successful getting job in United States. So probably before that, I also want to, tell us some stories, uh, when you are, in Holt. Could you tell me when is the most, let's say, memorable
100%.
moment?
I mean, there are so many, of course.
Mm,
I mean, I was involved a lot on campus, so that means you have a lot of stories to tell. The first few that come to mind, I mean, I would say professionally in terms of classes and just projects that I did.
mm,
My last ever class I took was the CM8, which is like the business challenge we do for the BBAs.
yep.
And we worked with an actual real company. A lot of people know it's called Corn Ferry, pretty big
Hmm.
here in the US. We were doing projects for different clients of them. My specific one was with Kraft Heinz.
Hmm.
Of course, I cannot give a lot of details about the actual project, but just doing that, being able to visit the offices of Corn Ferry on the last day of class,
Oh.
presenting everything. We actually, my team won the business challenge, which was
Hmm.
uh, like basically the best way to end my journey at Holt. So
Oh.
that was, I feel, the most memorable one because again, it was the last one. It
Hmm.
was also so rewarding. But there were so many. Also, I can mention when I volunteered as an orientation leader for like the new students coming in, or
Hmm.
just as used every day when I had to work at a tech event to just help on it. It was really an amazing experience during these past few years. So it was really nice.
Yeah, great. So yeah, if I want to choose one, it's very hard, right? You know,
Yeah,
many.
I would choose that one, the first one that I mentioned, just because of like everything that it entitled, just
Mm-mm.
the professional environment of it, and just my last ever class, being with my teammates,
Yeah.
was pretty nice. So I would choose that one, but it's hard to choose.
Yep. Maybe same as me. I was choosing my final project. I was assigned to State Street. Have you heard? State Street,
Of
right?
course,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
across the street.
It was very tough, but yeah, it was very, challenging, but also, I still remember my project
Perfect.
back then. Okay.
That's really
Wow.
nice.
Conferry. All right. So you mentioned you were working for tech, right? Maybe our listeners are wondering, because I also have many questions from my students. Hey, Shinpei-san, may I know how to get a job in Hult? So in your case, Toshi-san, how do you, find these opportunities working for tech team?
Yeah. So for the tech team specifically, that also came a bit from my background before coming to Holt.
Mm-hmm.
I did an electronics degree back in high school when I was in the Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
So that was once like what allowed me to maybe be a good candidate for that tech job here at Holt. But of course, once I started applying for actual jobs after graduation, data the one of them, of course. Um, it was for me a mix of things. Like number one, I would say just the fact that I had the chance to work on that IT job for the first few years
Mm-hmm.
was really useful for applying for an IT company such as Datadog.
Yeah.
Then also at the end of the day, I'm working in a role that is very related to Latin America. So the
Mm-hmm.
fact that I was able to work with so many different people from different countries here at Holt from Latin America, that was a big plus for me. And also just the fact that I was in this program where I did analytics and it was a curriculum that had a lot of hands-on experience. That's something they value a lot, of course. Also, there's just some personal traits that a company is looking for whenever they're hiring, which is different from person to person. But in terms of professionally, I would say those were the top three. Um, but again, Holt helps you a lot. They have like a pretty nice careers team where
Mm-hmm.
like they help you apply, they help you do the work. So yeah, I mean, I would say those are the top three, but it depends from person to person and whoever you are. I feel like you're always able to find a good job that is a fit for you once you go out of Holt.
Of course. I mean, yeah. Back then I also got a job in New York, and then, like you mentioned, they're looking for Japanese, right? They want to expand Japanese market in New York. Probably in
Yeah,
your case, yeah, your advantage, you are from Latin America, and they're looking for someone who can develop the market, right?
exactly.
Mm. Okay, so you mentioned that career team also was very helpful. So in your case for Datadog, I mean, it's very amazing, right, to get a job in Datadog. How did you
It
find
was.
a job in LinkedIn or through career advisor?
Yeah, so it was a combination of factors. Honestly, the one of the ways I was able to just land the application and just go to Datadog, sorry, was the fact that there's a whole alumni there. He did his
Oh,
master's
okay.
at Holt. His side, he did it here at Boston,
Mm,
and so we were in one of those common group chats in WhatsApp that Holt has with like alumni and different students. And he sent the job opportunity over one of those group chats, and I saw it and I said, "This seems really interesting.
mm,
I'm gonna apply because I really like the company. I feel like I would be a good fit."
yeah.
So that's one of the points. Of course, also the careers team. I was in constant communication with them because also as I worked at home, I was part of the student government.
Mm-hmm.
They were more than my career team. They were also most of them my friends. So I was always there talking to them and kind of giving them a life updates about what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would say for the top two, the fact that I was able to know Hult alumni that worked at the company and that
Mm-hmm.
were able to give me a lift in terms of how I was able to get there. But
Mm-hmm.
also just the career team here at Hult that always helps you in every step of the way. They have really good contacts. They have, of course, a lot of experience working with international people.
Right.
And for them to land the job, their dream job here in the United States, not only in Boston, but
Mm.
anywhere in the United States.
Oh, okay. Congratulations. So it's called Hot House Hot, right? So
Yeah,
we call
yeah,
it,
it's really nice.
yeah, Triple H. Even when I got an internship in Boston, my alumni is working there, and then she tried to, looking for someone work, studying Hot. So I think that's the network, right? We can make the best of in Hot. So probably
That
if, yeah, anyway.
that's the key, I think. Networking. I mean,
Mm,
that's one of the biggest things about this school. Again, you can do a BBA pretty much in any other school in the world,
mm.
but the value of it, I feel here is just in that international community and the networking you can get out of it, 100%.
Of course. As you said, you found from, WhatsApp group, and then who knows, right? Everything will be connected in the end. So
Yeah.
yeah, I totally agree. So probably, most of the Japanese, they are not familiar with networking. So that's how you need to learn, right? The skills.
Yeah, and again, it's people sometimes they get scared when they hear that word when they hear
Mm,
networking because they feel they just gotta go outside and just talk to everybody in a room and get to know every person in every event.
mm,
That's just like a misconception, and it's normal to think about that. But if you go to one event a month, and in that one event you meet one person, one interesting person that can help you, that is networking. You don't have to meet every single person in the room.
mm, mm,
If you do it, then congrats. I mean, that's
mm,
perfect. But you don't have to. As long as you meet one person that is useful for you
mm,
in your career, not only like in terms of landing a job, just like being a good advisor for it.
mm,
That is working, and you just don't need to be afraid of it because that's just
mm.
part of the day-to-day life.
Of course, of course. I mean, yeah, that's also need to learn how to, right? Getting outside from your comfort zone, you need to try. But yeah, that's great. So that's very precious advice. I mean, people are wondering, how to get a job in Datadog, and then most of them, asking me, but that's why I wanted to have interview with the real, alumni who's actually working there. Any challenging moments in Datadog or
Well, of course, I just started my position, so I would
mm,
say at the moment I'm still learning the ropes. So every day is challenging on its own because I'm still learning, but nothing too complicated yet. Of course, I haven't been there for that long. I'm sure the moments are gonna arrive. I
mm,
mean, I've heard we need to get some new clients every month. I've heard the month of December is pretty hard in
mm,
terms of general for like getting new clients.
right.
So that's something I'm probably gonna have to get there once the moment arrives. But we'll get there when we get there, and I know the fact that that Holt helped me to
Mhm.
with every challenge and everything's gonna be good experience once I get to that moment.
Of course, I mean, I have no, doubts you'll be very good. Okay, then, Tosh-san, before we get into your final tips, advice, I also want to hear from you that your, let's say, ambition, right? So now you just started working for Datadog. Do you have any, plans, what you want to do, or maybe you wanna try something new in the future?
Of course. I
Mm,
mean, I feel I'm just starting my professional career right now. So there's a lot of things that I want to do before I retire. I would say number one, as I went to hold, I want to be able to maybe one day be part of my own business, like create my
mm,
own business, be my own boss. And I mean, I know a lot of people say that, but I truly feel that with the context you're able to get a hold and the experience you get from all the classes,
mm,
you truly have a head start in that aspect. And the fact that I'm able right now to be working at an S&P 500 company,
mhm,
they're part of like they're publicly traded. They have a lot of processes that maybe some smaller companies do not have. I
mm,
feel like that's also an advantage there because I know how like big companies do it now, and that's something I can take on for the future. Of course, at the moment, I do want to be in Boston for a few more years.
mm.
I want to be a Datadog for a few more years too. See where it takes me. See where I can grow inside the company because they do like to promote pretty quickly. So we'll see. We'll see in 3 years where I'm
Mm,
at. But that is the plan. Maybe in the future I even go back to the Dominican Republic or
mm,
go to another country. I mean, that's the beauty of it. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow,
mm.
but I do have a vision of where I want to be, and I'm doing the correct steps to be there in the future. And so again, Holt was a very big part of it.
Mm.
I'm not only saying it because we're doing this right now, but just I feel like if I wouldn't have been at Holt, then it would have been a very different path for me that I don't know where it would have taken me. So
Mm.
I'm really glad I could be part of that process.
Great. Thank you very much. That's what I wanted to hear, your ambition. That's great.
Yeah.
Like you say, you never know, right? At this time of the year, things are changing every day. But yeah, as long as you have the, right, step and skills, what you learn from Holt, I have no worries about you. So, okay, then for our future students who want to be like you, right, in the future. So, in the last one, could you give any advice, tips who are looking for, or maybe who's considering to study Holt?
Yeah, 100%. I would say number one, and this is something that is not only part of the whole life, this is gonna be a part of you
Mm,
as a professional everywhere you go. That's what companies are looking for everywhere. Flexibility. I would say just the fact that you're able to go somewhere like Holt, where you're gonna meet so many people from so many different places,
mm,
being flexible on what maybe plans are for you is gonna be really important because plans can change like this, not only in the business world but also anywhere you go. So I would say flexibility is my first advice,
mm,
and then in terms of just like your whole journey, number one, again, don't be afraid of meeting people, of networking. Again, it's a word that is used very vaguely a lot of times, but in hold is very important. Again, you don't have to be friends with everybody, but just make sure those friendships you have in those relationships are valuable and they are something that gives you a plus for the rest of your life. Also, I would say just get involved. Don't only go to class and do your homework and like then go home and don't do anything during the whole day. Try to get involved in the activities that we do on campus, career events, student involvements, anything. Like we do also do a lot of different events on the year that are related to cultures. Like we do Diwali for India and Dia de Muertos for the Mexican Latin American community, and also of course the called International Culture Festival that is done every year that you can learn about so many different cultures. What I'm trying to say is just like don't go to the class and do your work and then go back home and don't do anything else and then do your life. Get involved in the activities on campus because that's also like one of the biggest parts and biggest advantages you can get once you go to Holt. Um, then my final piece of advice, and I would say last but not least, is to again embrace change and embrace the just change because you might have a plan now for people that are just wanting to start college and go to Holt, but those plans can change greatly in the next few years once you like start doing things related to your career and to your degree. And so don't be afraid of changing plans, even if it's not like maybe what your family wants or what you wanted for you in your life. Don't be afraid of making changes, because at the end of the day, that's probably something you're gonna do for the rest of your life. So you might as well be happy while you're doing it. And so that would be it, honestly.
Wow, okay. Thank you very much. It's like, more like life advice. And then probably that's come from you. You're from very international background. You change yourself in Hult. Yeah, that might change your life, right? So I also want you to tell that story. So Hult will change your life. Hult also changed my life as well. So in order to, get out and being flexible, outside of box thinking, Hult
Yeah.
might be able to very, helpful for your future.
Yeah, again, those are the mindsets they put on you since day one.
Mm,
So again, but even if you feel that you're not a good fit for it at the moment, if you are really open to change and open to learn and flexible,
mm.
that's really something that goes a long way, and then you're able to make those changes and improve in that aspect.
Totally agree. All right. Thank you very much for the final words. I also want to talk with you very personally. Maybe we can stay in touch.
Yeah, of
And
course.
then, yeah, whenever I'm in Boston, probably we can have some coffee, catch up.
I mean, whenever you're around here, you have my LinkedIn, you have my emails. You let me know. I'm always open for meeting people that have been part of my experience. So 100%, if you're ever around, just let me know.
That's very great. And then, yeah, I hope you are very doing well in a new job. And then hope we can catch up very soon. Toshi-san.
Yeah. Thank you so much again.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me time. I know it's very late at night in New York, so I want to wrap
No
up.
worries. Also, I know it's pretty early on a Saturday over there. So thanks more for taking the time. And I mean, I'm glad I could be of help.
It's okay. That's very normal and helped. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. All right, then before we end this interview, I also want to introduce our new program, bachelor's program. So starting from next year, Toshi-san studied the bachelor of business administration, right? Major in the business analytics and finance. We also starting the new program BBA, based in Boston, London, Dubai. But also the computer science for business as well. So if anyone interested in specifically learning AI, computer language plus business program, this computer science program is a good fit. But also in London, we are launching a new program called Bachelor in Psychology, Econ, and Politics as well. So yeah, if anyone interested in studying Hult after listening to this interview, please reach to us. And our upcoming deadline for next year is for January is October 1st, and September is November 1st. In any case, please reach out to us, or maybe to Toshi-san as well, because he shares LinkedIn, right, with his full name. So if anyone wants to talk to him or for us, please feel free to reach out him out in LinkedIn as well.
Yeah, feel free to connect and shoot me a message. I'm always available.
All right. So again, thank you for having me time, Toshi-san. And then, yeah, I hope you have great success. Yeah, and we hope you catch up very soon.
Yeah, I appreciate your time again, and hopefully we can catch up really soon. Thank you so much.
Of course. All right. So thank you for everyone for listening. And yeah, hope to catch up with you very soon. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Bye bye.